All right, we're back. Good morning, everyone. Check, 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 check. We got tunes. Yes, sir. Sound is back. All right. All right, legends. Hello, Rick Ty. Hello, Grigor, my man. Versace. Hello, Sky Fox. Hello, JCPH9. Hello, Reiner the Flow Artist. Sesh Monkey, Drew Baldwin, DeFi Crypto Bros. Hello, everyone. Sound is good. Class is in session. Good morning, legends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I was about to have lunch. No need. I don't want to miss the stream. Well, Crypto Promise, why don't you have lunch and watch the stream? I would encourage you to do so. We have a pretty interesting day. It's Thursday. There's some potential new escalations from the war side of things. And unfortunately, if you're in my community, you know what I'm about to say. I was looking for a short entry, a cheeky little scalp short. Can you guess where? Can you guess where? Unbelievable. Hi from Finland. Hello. Hello. We're doing well, though. We're doing well. Good morning from Colorado. Hello. Nice to see everyone again. Today's probably going to be, I would say, probably a good, solid, just 4 or 5 hours, maybe 5. I do have some travel plans, and so I'm going to visit my mom for her birthday coming up. But aside from that, should be a regular, nice, long stream. Trula30, dude, you didn't say my man. I was the first person. Good morning, Matt. Sup? No, you weren't. The first person in my chat here was Rick Ty, and Trula, you were like the 15th person on my side, at least. That's what I see. You said, ooh shit, who is this handsome man? I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Cape Town, Cecile Prem, yes. Rick Ty said he took that short. Epic, epic, guys. Epic. So now we're in a little bit of a predicament here, because there's periods in the market where you don't necessarily have an edge. And right now, I would say that at this point, it's one of those where you don't necessarily want to diddle in the middle. If you watched yesterday's video update and you're in my community, I talked about how in my community I would look for a short at $65,600. We did not get there. The idea here was a scalp SFP short where you wick above a previous level and then you get acceptance back below. We got the acceptance back below. We had the rejection from the point that I highlighted, but unfortunately I did not enter a trade here. That's what I was looking for. But it's okay. You know, it's good to identify opportunities, and if the opportunities don't present themselves in terms of what I need for a technical entry on a trade, I don't take the trade. That's all there is to it. We have a couple guys within the community that took my analysis that I shared yesterday morning, and they went short here. Rick Ty being one of them, and now he's in some nice profits. Another reason why I'm not particularly eager or worried to get a short entry is because, you guessed it guys, I still have my big shorts. So I'm holding my Bitcoin short. I'm still in my Bitcoin long. We're up around 90K on this Bitcoin long that was shared within the community. And now it's time to wait and see what the price action gives us. Can we get another squeeze higher towards this wick? Are we going to hold above this wedge? These are things that we will try to address in today's live stream. But the view has largely been something along these lines for the past several weeks. Oops. So that's how we're looking right now. Rick Ty, are you comfy in your shorts? I am really comfy in my shorts, I have to say. But I wish I could have gotten a scalp, and I didn't, right? I didn't. A lot of people get concerned or they get stressed when they miss a trade, but remember, what is the alternative? If you force a trade, there's always a chance that you end up losing money because you forced it. The price didn't do what I wanted it to do, and therefore I didn't enter a new trade, right? Now the question is, guys, what are you legends saying in the chat? What are you legends saying in the chat? Denver Rado MF, I woke up 10 seconds ago. It's time to make some money, Nick Patch. It is time to make some money. It's also time to play some tennis relatively soon. Love your streams. I am short from $65,400. TP advice. Look, in my community, we talked about the potential short play that I was looking for, which was a quick SFP from this level, 65,594, depending on which exchange you're looking at. I'm comfy in my positions. I have 4 active positions open, and this is one of those zones where you don't want to diddle in the middle. So if you want to see how I've been trading this market, when I plan to take my next big trade, remember guys, you have the first link in the description down below. You just need to scroll down, and if you DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram, you'll be able to join my private group where you basically just trade with your own money. You're not paying me to join my group. This is where I share all of the trades that you're seeing on screen. Can Bitcoin go lower today? The answer is it's possible, because if the 2018 simulation scenario is to play out, then this week should be red. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, let's talk about it. So there were multiple scenarios for Bitcoin in this bear market. One of them that we eyed was the 2022 scenario, where going into the summer, Bitcoin effectively just had a nice drop and then we bounced up. This rally from mid-June to mid-August was a 43% rally. Pretty significant. Now, obviously, that didn't happen this time around because we didn't just capitulate way further than the low that we established at the beginning of the year. It looks a lot more like 2018. And what I mean by 2018 is, just to give you guys a quick recap as to what we're tracking here. A low at the beginning of the year, $5,900. This was back in February of 2018. Another low later on, $5,700, it's not a significant low. What actually happens is you sweep the low established at the beginning of the year and you gain acceptance back above the level as we pop higher. Now this is still, I don't want to downplay it because I know the charts are zoomed out, we're on the weekly time frame. This is still a pretty significant relief rally. We're talking about almost 30%. And it started in June, at the end of June, and went all the way into, give it another week, into July. Now, this time around, the price action is effectively doing 10x of that. And keep in mind, all roads led to a summer relief rally. All of them. Whether we go lower or not, whether this is the bear market low or not, all roads led to a summer relief rally. So, low at the beginning of the year, $59,000, 10x of what it was in 2018. At basically the exact same time, beginning of Feb. Then we get another significant low, basically at the exact same time, end of June, but the following week, going into July, is really when we establish that further low, which was at around $57,000. Again, 10x from 2018. In this supposed simulation, this weekly candle for Bitcoin should, in theory, be red because you have the move down, you sweep the level, 1, 2, and then you had a rejection before popping off higher, catching a lot of people off guard. So if the 2018 simulation is to continue, in theory, this candle this week should flip red. This is all fun and games, guys. We're just tracking this. Either way, I'm in my positions already. I do think that Bitcoin can get more relief. I don't think that it is impossible for Bitcoin to get more relief. Because we've had such a significant sweep of the lows established at the beginning of the year. This structure is structure providing a bounce. And actually, from our Bitcoin long entry that we took within the community, the price went up effectively $7,000. So, you know, a 7K move to the upside. Is it enough to call it a relief rally? Some would say yes, some would say no. Either way, I make money on the way down or on the way up. So that's how I'm currently looking at it. I'm looking for a next potential trade setup. It's going to be shared within the community if you guys want to join. And we have another option now added down below. These are all the exchanges that you can use to get access to the community. But right now, in theory, 2018 is looking more and more likely, the 2018 simulation. Let's see what comes out of this. Are we going to get another green weekly candle and maybe we just pop higher? Maybe that was the extent of it and we just pop higher. Maybe we just capitulate. And I wanted to explain something again because good morning, my brother Andy Beauclair, Nick Tooney. What's up, Nick Tooney? It says that your message was deleted by my bot. I think today we're going to see a major pump. 63.7K is major support, and supposedly Trump is going to talk about the Clarity Act. I'm sure he's going to scam pump it, then dump through the weekend. Let's see, guys. Let's see. I don't speculate on what Trump may or may not say. I don't speculate on what the Iranian leaders may or may not say. I don't speculate on the Clarity Act. All I know is that over the long term, in my opinion, Bitcoin will likely continue to go up. Over the long term. That's why I trade this asset class in the first place. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in Bitcoin. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. Yes, we take advantage of the volatility. Yes, we've been shorting every single relief rally this bear market, and we're currently up 6 figures on the Bitcoin short. Yes, we took a long at the lows. But I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in Bitcoin long term. The purpose of my trading is in the long term to accumulate BTC. Mr. Matsur, what do you think about Ondo? This puppy's starting to look more bullish than the rest of the markets. Actually, this does look pretty decent. But you know my thoughts on altcoins, guys. We created a nice low here, and right now we are technically above all of the important moving averages. We're above the 200-day moving average, which is 0.31. We're above the bull market support band. And if we close the week like this, then yeah, it does look pretty decent. It does. This looks like a pop above and then a retest. I'm gonna try to be more open-minded to altcoins in the sense of maybe I'll start trading them, accumulating them long term. Yeah, good luck with that. But trading them, open to doing so. Hello, Kimonika. If this week would go lower, how low can it go? So where I would suggest or I shouldn't say what I would suggest to you guys is if we get a significant dump, try to see if we get a good reaction at the value area low. Because the same thing happened in the other range for Bitcoin. What I mean by this is in this bigger range that we've been in for a while, we popped from value area low to value area high, came all the way back down to value area low, and we held there. It was a wick and then we were off to the races. This is what I'd look for to add to my existing Bitcoin long. If we get that kind of reaction at the lows, then it's game time for me. So we've had the move from value area low to value area high, and if we are to come down here, I am happy to take on a trade targeting 70s. Morov ETH. Taluk Dot says, at which time frame do you take an entry? He does 1 minute. Guys, you have to remember that I am not a scalper. Do I take a couple of scalps? The answer is yes. But for the most part, the trades that you're seeing are swing trades, meaning I hold the trades for longer and I enter with a little bit more capital than you would on a scalp. So I don't use the 1 minute time frame to enter my trades. I think that there's a lot of noise. The lower the time frame, the more noise, right? That's how it works, guys. And the lower the time frame, the more at risk you are of potentially getting stopped out because of some news catalyst. And that's an interesting thing that I see. You know, in my community, we talk about swing trades mostly, and if I'm looking for a scalp, I share it. Yesterday, I shared in my community that I'd be looking for a scalp. But the more you zoom out, the more accurate it actually is. Now, this doesn't mean you should be trading on the monthly time frame. Can you enter massive swing trades on the monthly time frame and wait for weekly confirmation to enter those trades? Yeah, you can. It just really depends on what kind of trader you are, how much patience you have, if you're new to the game, if you're experienced, but I don't typically do that. I like daily time frames, and I like to enter on 4-hour closes, particularly with my swing trades. Now, when it comes to scalping, the lowest I go for a scalp entry is usually 15 minutes. On the stream, sometimes you'll see me do 5, but when I'm taking on, say, 1% of my trading portfolio, that's when I start looking at 15-minute time frame for scalps. On the stream, the reason I'm willing to do way lower time frames is because I'm risking like almost nothing. The money and the trades that I take on stream is strictly for entertainment purposes only. You saw me the other day take a Bitcoin short on the stream where we made around $400. But compared to my other big trades in this market, it's pretty insignificant. It pays for a nice dinner, right? Morov ETH. Grigor says that is amazing, but remember to follow risk management. Where is... Sup, Matt? I appreciate for the knowledge that you brought. I am a student in Vietnam, so $500 is a lot, and I thought I could never join the premium group, but after a few weeks of following you, I have finally enough capital to join your group, with most of them from trading with analyzing things I get from your stream. Thank you, Matt. Absolutely awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. And I have to say, guys, if you're trading with under $500 in capital, honestly, just do what Moro of ETH 35 has been doing. Trade the market, take your time with it, build up your capital slowly. It's not worth it to join my group if you're trading with under $500, in my opinion. Mainly because I'm a swing trader, right? So sometimes I hold my positions for quite a while. I'm in 4 active positions at this point. And it's difficult to build your capital up if you only have less than $500 to trade with, and you're in my group, because I don't rush trades. I am like, you guys know, I'm Mr. Patient when it comes to swing trades in particular. Very good advice, Gregor, and congratulations, Moro of ETH 35. Very, very happy for you, and I look forward to seeing you inside the community. Good morning from Sweet Home, Alabama. Crazies of the road. What are your thoughts on Polygon? I think that it's just trending towards zero, guys. If you're asking me from a trading perspective, these kinds of coins, no worries. I can take a look at them, especially if, for example, Bitcoin isn't doing much. We can take a look at some coins. The only thing is, if you're asking about a coin like Polygon, because you have a sizable stake in there and you're hoping that it just goes up, I'm not going to be the guy that you want to listen to, because I'm basically going to tell you that it's just going to continue to bleed against Bitcoin. And actually, Polygon has been one of the worst performers of the entire crypto market. The most disappointing coins ever. Look at this shit. Doesn't matter the fundamentals. All alts suffer the same fate. Down 91%. And this is after the merge. What was the other one? It used to be called Matic, right? This is Matic. Do they still have it on... It's down like... It's down horrendously. This is it measured against Bitcoin, basically at zero. Good evening again from Australia. Good evening, man. Awesome, man. Can you explain your thoughts? Awesome, you can explain your thoughts and watch the computer at the same time. Yeah, I mean, this is why I do what I do, right? Some of you were asking me as a swing trader now at this point, how often do I look at the charts? And I would say that I can easily get away with looking at the chart, especially if I'm in my active trades, which you can see here. Bitcoin long, Bitcoin short, Tau short, which is getting closer and closer to my next take profit. We're up over $100,000 on this trade. My Bitcoin short as well. When I'm in trades like this and I can hold them as a swing trader, and remember guys, this was all shared within the community, I could get away with looking at the charts 20 minutes a day. But with these live streams, it's a little bit more fun because I see you guys coming on the channel. We can discuss some higher time frame, lower time frame stuff. And I get to look at the charts, which I enjoy doing. And here we go. We have hi from your latest favorite country, Spain, my man. Hello from Switzerland, Lucas. Hello, bro. You are great. Keep doing you and helping people have good profits. Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Let me read a comment out loud. Rosie the dog. How to become a YouTuber in 2026. Open a short position on Bitcoin at the exact same time you open a long on Bitcoin, and then just make videos using the direction of Bitcoin to pump your videos. Can anyone explain to Rosie the dog what I've done and how this is nowhere near what I've done? Anyone want to help Rosie the dog out? Matt, your analysis has been pretty spot on. Looking forward to seeing your next trade in the premium group. Johnny Mustas, awesome that you're in the premium group, guys. And the reason I call it premium group is you're not paying me, right? But I call it premium because I would say it's premium access to my insights. Sometimes the trades that you're seeing that I'm in here are shared, or a lot of the times they're shared when I'm not even on the stream. So if you want to know how I've been entering in and out of trades in this market, guys, remember you have the first link in the description down below. Just DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram to join my group. You can use any of these links down below to join, and you're trading with your own money. All right, guys, we're gonna go over what Rosie is saying, because I've noticed, at least when I create content, sometimes the biggest haters can turn into supporters, hopefully if I explain myself well. So Rosie the dog, if you're still listening, I'd love to explain to you how I've been doing this, and I think it could be insightful for everyone. All right, Rosie the dog. So, number one, Bitcoin is in a structural bear market, right? So it makes sense to basically bet on the price of Bitcoin going down. We entered a short here within my community at $98,000. I entered with size, and I took profits on the way down. However, once we had this pop back up, I added to my short again. So I'm still holding the same short, which is up around 600K. Now, Rosie the dog, where you get confused is why on earth would I have a short and a long open? So to address your first point, you said I opened a short and a long at the same time, but that's just silly because my long entry is at $58,100. So that's humanly impossible considering my short entries are $81,500 and $79,000 on this one because I averaged into it. So I took profits on the way down, added on the previous relief rally, and I plan to do the same again. So to explain myself even further with the long, why am I in a long if I think that Bitcoin can probably do something like this over the course of this year? Because I want to make money in both directions. And some of you say, bro, you're just entering these trades so you can't be wrong. That's not why I enter the trades. I enter the trades to make money. That's it. So I entered a long right here, Rosie the dog. I have entered longs along the way where I've taken profits, but the idea here is because my average short entries are way up here, I don't think that the price will hit those levels, and therefore I can take advantage of that from a trading perspective. So I play the long, I cash out most of the profits, and then I have even more money to potentially enter a short if we are to play this kind of price action. So I have been vocally bearish for months. I've been vocally bearish basically since the end of last year. But more recently I took a long, and over the course of the past couple weeks, it was right to be more locally bullish. So I hope I've explained myself well. I didn't enter my long and short at the same time. That would be pretty stupid in my opinion. Let me know if you have any other questions. I hope Rosie the dog didn't just leave. Come on, please. Well, guys, it seems like we're making it a little bit because we're starting to get more and more haters on the channel, which is good. But anyways, I thought I'd explain that not just for Rosie the dog, but because I think that it's insightful for you guys as to how I trade as a swing trader. Anyways. Matt, I use Bluff in multi-position and it's amazing. So smooth and nice to use it. Absolutely awesome. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Grigor says, my 58.1K long entry is illegal. Well, it's not that illegal because I actually entered over here on this red candle and then we dropped a little bit further afterwards. So there was an opportunity to actually get a better entry than I got. But Rosie the dog, man, I don't know if I should call you a man. Probably not. I don't know what to say. I thought I've explained myself pretty clearly, but anyways, there's some people that are just never going to be happy, and you just got to get used to that. So right now, Bitcoin is dumping. I'm a little annoyed about the scalp short, right? So just for context, guys, I wanted to enter a short here. In the community, I talked about this as well. This was the scalp level, but we didn't sweep the level. Therefore, I didn't enter a trade, right? Bro, people are going to say what they're going to say. You do your thing, brother. Thanks, man. I will keep doing it. And guys, as the channel continues to grow, I'm going to need you to help me out because I think there's going to be more and more haters. I understand that sometimes I speak or I present information in a confident manner, and that's why I've tried to say in my disclaimers that despite how confident I may sound, at the end of the day, trading is all about probabilities. That's it. I got a very funny comment on the YouTube channel the other day. It really made me laugh. Let me show you guys. Came in lower than expected. Someone said, it's hilarious. This guy is a liar. He always lies by saying, I'm just a guy on the internet and it is not financial advice. Don't trust him. Just do whatever he is saying. Guys, this is hilarious, but please remember, guys, genuinely, you have to understand that, you know, we live in different parts of the world and you're watching me trade the market, hopefully to give you some insights as to how you can consider trading the market. But I am not a financial advisor. I really am not. But the way that I can educate you is by sharing what I am doing with my own personal trades. So that's all I can really say. If you want to see my real-time entries and stuff like that, you know where to find me in my community, which is the first link in the description down below. But I really am not a financial advisor. But this cracked me up. So right now, Bitcoin is dumping a little bit. I would say that I would like to have swept this level. Then I would be more comfy in a new short. There's not that much of an edge here. Bro, compare the price action of July 12th, of July 2021 to July 2022. It's the same day. It's the same day. Same daily candles. But why are we looking at 2021, man? I don't. like, I guess you're wondering if we have a little bit of a double topping scenario, which would be insane. That would be unprecedented. But I don't think that we're going to see something like this. Because this is still in a bull market, guys. From a time-based perspective, this is still, you know, Bitcoin tops out in Q4 of the post-halving year usually. That's what we've seen. And so, you know, November 2021, and this is effectively a a bull market correction before popping up higher. So I don't feel right comparing this price action because right now we've been in a bear market. Make sense? Alejandro, hey mate, just want to let you know I'm here but won't be too active in the chat. But you got me while I'm doing some landscaping in the countryside of Sweden. My man, that sounds like a lovely day, honestly. Yes, bro, let the non-financial advice drill into them because if your analysis goes wrong, I bet people will 100x long or short Tonserve from your analysis. Guys, this is 100% accurate. Tonserve, thank you, man. Keep educating, bro. Even sometimes I do not agree with your analysis, but it is just your perspective. Then I compare it to mine and see the midpoint similarity. Oh, man. that just about brings a tear to my eye reading that comment, man. Because that's how you guys should be approaching the markets. The most profitable traders within my community are the ones that can take my analysis, see if it matches with their own analysis, and take a trade based on that. Not the ones that just blindly copy me. Now, of course, I've had some members in the group that have joined and they blindly copied me for a few trades and they made tons of money. But then, let's say I get a trade wrong, they lost all of the money because of bad risk management. So I'm telling you right now, Tonserve, what he's saying here is the most accurate thing, and it's the best way to make money in this market. You have to first do your own analysis, see if it matches with mine, and then you kind of have that extra confluence. That's what I would recommend. But that's how the best traders are performing within my community. I've been wrong before. I will certainly be wrong again. What's your price prediction for 2027? 2027. I mean, we're gonna, in my opinion, in 2027, we will likely have Bitcoin already back above $100,000 at some point. I think so. Rosie the dog, can someone please educate me? Explain to me how a long and a short position work together. Honestly, yeah, that's it. Thank you for asking your question in a respectful manner. Absolutely. So on exchanges, you have something called hedge mode, which lets you enter the position at different stages, but you can do the reverse. And again, the reason why this makes sense, especially if you're looking to trade both sides of the market, is because let's say, Rosie, that you took a short from here and you still think that Bitcoin will drop lower. So if you see my chart here, I actually think that even after we pump, we can probably go back down. You can hold this position and right here, play the bounce with the long. So you can make money on this trade up here while you're holding this short trade. So long here, short here, and then you can choose what to do with your profits. You can add to the position on the way down, at the top of the relief rally, and you'll have closed this long trade with profits. So you've made money while still holding on to this trade. That's why I personally think it makes sense to go long and short, not at the exact same time like you said earlier, but rather if you still think that the structural bear market will continue, it makes sense to hold from higher positions. Now, if you're proposing to go long and short at the same time, it doesn't make sense. But because I think that, for example, the structural integrity of the bear market is still intact, it made a lot of sense to go long here. And the best part about this is my stop loss on my Bitcoin short is at break even after I've already secured around 450K on this trade. So what happened here, you can see the unrealized P&L just hovering around. The worst case scenario for me is this trade gets stopped out at break even and I've made almost 500 grand on that trade. And my long continues to make money on the way up. So that's how you want to play it. It's called a hedge in the market, because I'm someone that has been very vocal about the fact that no one has a crystal ball. No one knows with absolute certainty what can happen. But if you get favorable entries in this market, you can play both sides of the price action and try to milk the profits on both sides. Guys, am I explaining myself well? I'm doing my best to you know what I mean? Help me, sir. Please, sir, I need 1K. Help me, sir. Guys, if you ask for money in the comment section, unfortunately, I have to ban you. Cheese Bubble says, nah, gang, you're confusing. I don't know. I think that a lot of people are stuck with the mentality that other crypto influencers have told them. Long everything, long, 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 long. And now it doesn't make sense when I enter a long because people have heard me talk about a short for so long. Christopher Schmidt, I appreciate that you don't always tell us what we want to hear, but use the facts and honest technical analysis to break down the reasons why you take the positions that you do. So, awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate the comment, and I haven't seen your comment before, so thank you for tuning into the channel. It's nice to see some new faces on the channel. I hope I've explained myself well, Rosie as well. And guys, whether I'm right or wrong when it comes to trading the market, when it comes to the higher time frame analysis, what I can assure you, what I can assure all of you that are watching right now, is that I will always own up to my mistakes, just as I own up to my wins. Recently, it's been great swing trading this market. We've been getting some insane entries, some insane profits, but I've also had some losses. I have also had some losses, and I will come on stream. I will come on my videos and say, hey guys, I lost $30,000 here doing this. This was the logic behind the trade. This is how it didn't play out. That's what being a trader is. It's understanding that you will have losses along the way. We're on a little bit of a hot streak, I have to be honest, but I know that these streaks come to an end. They always do. One thing I have learned is to trade the market in front of you. Exactly. And that's exactly what we've been discussing in the community. Just trade the market that is right in front of you, and trade the market that you have, not the market that you want. How do you control your impulses? The only way that I can really explain that is with proper risk management. The reason why you might feel impulsive is because you're looking for a massive winning trade. At least that's why I was impulsive when I first started trading. I was always looking for the next big trade, the next massive trade. And so I would get eager to enter, even if the price didn't hit the level that I was looking at. I would always do this and I would end up losing money. Aside from that, you know, how impulsive you are is, you know, it's a personality thing. So understanding how you are and who you are as a person goes a long way as a trader, because it allows you to identify what perhaps needs to be worked on from your side of things. I was pretty impulsive as well, right? But you learn this. Naturally, you learn it through some losses along the way, and you follow your rules, and that's that. Right now, though, we're kind of just chopping. We're dumping a little bit ahead of the stock market open, which is in approximately 1 hour from now. Sparklin, hi Matsur, big shout out to your content. Back to doing along a land short as you just explained. Will a black swan event screw everything? Guys, first and foremost, thank you for your comment. I cannot predict a black swan, right? If we get a black swan event and Bitcoin just dumps, who do you think will be happiest? Probably me, because I have a massive short open. So the short is still open. If we just dump out of nowhere, I'm telling you right now, I will milk the profits on the way down. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Unemployment claims coming in 45 seconds. Is that so? Let's see. This guy's usually first to post it, guys. Are you sure? I didn't see any data like that coming out today. Oh, 208K jobless claims. What was the expected? Lower than expected. Ah. That's why. I had it as medium impact on my calendar here. Makes sense. Gas is back at $4. Someone mentioned gold as well. So we'll take a look at gold. Jack, good day, Matt. First time on the live stream. I have been watching you for a while. You're the kind of trader that I am. I think your last loss was the Zcash token. I lost as well. Yeah, exactly. That was my last loss, actually. Do you see Bitcoin touching $68,000 in July? You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. But what did we discuss in terms of relief rallies in bear markets? They are very, very, say it with me, ugly. So there is a scenario where Bitcoin basically just chops around. We touch the value area low, we come back up, then we make our way to that 2021 all-time high. So in my opinion, I think that it can be hit, but I'm not holding my breath, guys. We've already had a $7,000 move since my Bitcoin long entry. I mean, what more could you really ask for? I guess you could ask for 15,000, but yeah. What's the minimum capital required to join your VIP folder? 25K. So in my group here, guys, if you want to join, you don't need that kind of money to join the group. But if you want to join and be in my priority folder where I answer your questions and concerns before everyone else, just DM me the word BTC on Telegram and let me know. We have 3 different priority folders. One is a 25K folder, one is a 100K plus folder, and one is a 500K plus folder. So I answer you based on capital size. I discussed this in the group previously. Some people get butthurt that I am not directly answering them on Telegram. Guys, come on, let's be realistic. When I first started this and I had a few hundred subscribers, I was doing my best to get back to everyone, but it is literally impossible. I think my Telegram has thousands and thousands of messages on there, so I just can't get back to you. So I basically prioritize in terms of capital size. Now, what I will say is if you DM me on Telegram and you're part of the group, and I see that there's this common reoccurring question about any kind of confusion from my position in this market, how I view things, and the question keeps on getting brought up, that's when I address it to the entire group and I kind of give a general update so I can hopefully help a lot of people out, get the biggest bang for your buck in terms of helping people out. But answering all individual questions, especially if people are joining with $500, $1,000, it's just not feasible, unfortunately. But the group is, you're trading with your own money, right? You're not paying me to join. Now we're dumping. I'm a little bit annoyed. I have to keep it real with you guys. Yesterday in the community, I said I wanted to take a scalp short from around here. On my YouTube update, I told you guys this is a zone where we could experience some kind of rejection. And lo and behold, we're getting this kind of rejection without sweeping the level, which is a little bit annoying. Now, if we take a look at the liquidity, I'm curious to see if we flushed out a lot of longs. Now we got some shorts jumping back in. But we have a lot of longs. So it's crazy how fast the longs jump into the market. Purchase media. Purchase media. I would like to now upgrade to the 100K folder, please. Thank you. I hit my first ever 100K trading. Purchase media, my man. I already have you in one of the folders, so I'll pop you into the 100K plus. QC Porto says, bro, should we sell or buy? I don't know if I understand your question. This right now is a no trade zone, really, from a swing trading perspective. I'm just annoyed that we got the rejection that I called for. Go in my last video and I talked about how I'm looking for a rejection right here. And we got it. But we didn't sweep this stupid local high, and therefore I did not get in the trade. I'm holding my 4 active positions. Maybe we'll look for a scalp on stream again. But the 2018 scenario calls for this week to be a red weekly candle. Remember that. If the simulation is to continue. Yeah, guys, that's not... If you want my World Cup takes, I'm happy to share them, but only if you ask. I think I think it's unfortunately pathetic how England tried to wrap up that game. It was a pretty even game, but you can't let the greatest player to ever grace planet Earth have that much time and space on the ball and drop in your own half for the last 30 plus 10 minutes of extra time. It's just so silly. They should have just kept doing what they were doing, not drop back, not subbed on Dan Burn. Anyways, you're gonna get me heated. I saw this crazy prediction, guys. Someone, let me show you. By the way, get a load of this crap. I know that there's a lot of Bitcoin maxis, and some would even call me a Bitcoin maxi because it's mainly what I pay attention to. Of course, sometimes I'll trade alts. Like for now, I am shorting Tau, which is currently up over $100,000 at this point. This was also shared in my group. But like, you see these posts all the time, and it makes me think that there's just too many permabulls. I mean, I guess his handle is called the Bitcoin Therapist, but look how much engagement this kind of content gets. It's just... Anyways. Elio Teardrop, absolutely way too defensive. They actually started being defensive with 30 minutes left, and they added 10 minutes of extra time. So it's like, as soon as Argentina scored the equalizer, game over. You already have Dan Burn on. You have 7 defenders at the back. You're not going to win. What was I trying to show you? It was not this Bitcoin therapist guy, because I think that this is a load of crap, as always. Be careful what kind of content you consume, guys. This is interesting. But it was mainly this. This guy posted this on July 11th, 2021. Argentina just beat Spain at the 2026 World Cup final 3-2. Could you imagine if this actually happened? This is pretty insane, because you have to call Argentina and Spain making it to the finals 5 years in advance. Ridiculous stuff. Bitcoin dumping. I'm not having a go at Dan Burn, guys. I think that he serves a great purpose. When England want to lock up the game, it makes a lot of sense. But you don't sub someone in like that 30 minutes before the game. Nothing against Dan Burn. Solid defender. But it's just that the strategy, the tactics from the manager, way too early to try and park the bus. Way too early. Soy, I saw your comment. It said it's coming home in all caps. Matt, do you trade the VIX on Bluffin? Not really. But we could take a look at the stock market. The VIX. I mainly stick to Bitcoin, guys. But from a long-term perspective, I still accumulate stocks. Once we have corrections, I like to accumulate stocks with my capital. What I will say, though, is Bluffin lets you trade just about anything. So if you're not already trading on there, I mean, you have tons of perks. Number one, you have the bonus down below. Number two, you can trade basically any asset on this crypto exchange. I love it. It's my go-to. Number three, you get access to my community if you're trading with me on Bluffin. So you click this link. Make it your go-to exchange if you haven't already, if you can, of course. And what else? There was something else. Yeah, I mean, I have no complaints. It's just a great platform. Uh, Bluffin has become my main trading account as well. It's great. Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. But we now have tons of ways for you guys to be able to join the community and trade with your own money. We've recently gotten quite a lot of people that have said, okay, well, I want Kraken. And so I've added Kraken as a partner on the channel as well. And the great thing about Kraken is if you already have a Kraken account and you DM me on Telegram, what we can do is easily transfer you under my referral. So what this means is, instead of me saying, because with Bluffin, Weeks, and 2bit, if you already have an account and it's not with me, you have to create a new account to be able to join the community. But with Kraken and BTCC, actually, we can get you under my referral and you get to keep your existing trading account. So that's nice. It's pretty damn convenient. And you get to join the community, obviously. I'm so annoyed now. I wish it would have been epic to come on the stream today and say, guys, you know, we took the short yesterday. I know some members in my community, I said that this was the zone, guys. This was the zone where you experience a little bit of lower time frame rejection. It was always going to be a tricky zone to break past. And here we are. We have dropped since the peak here, solid almost 3%. So annoying we didn't sweep it, man, but sometimes that happens, right? Now, what I will say is if I wasn't scalping this, and let's say I was looking for a swing trade, I would have entered. But when it comes to scalps, I'm a lot more particular about the entry on the trade. I want it to go to the exact dollar, wick above the level, and then I enter. But here we are. Can you open different positions on Bluffin like BTCC? Yes. Yeah, Bluffin now has multi-position. It's going to be time to take some more profits from my Tau short position pretty soon, guys. Mikal says, did you add to your shorts, Matt? Because I added to mine. I actually didn't add to my big shorts. I would be looking to enter a scalp if we would have hit that level. I think we could still pop up higher. I still do. This week can still be a red candle and we can still pop up higher. That's at least how the 2018 scenario played out. Anyone saw the video of Messi getting disrespected against Bellingham? Great script work. Oh man. I think I must have posted about it. Yeah, I did. He's like, all right, we'll see. We'll see. What an epic edit. Crazy. Damn. Trula 30, highest profit you've done made. Guys, my biggest trade that I've ever opened and profited from is the one that you're seeing here, my Bitcoin short. $447,000, unrealized 160, and I'm looking to compound this. Our goal at first was to try to make it a $500,000 trade, which if I closed right now, it would be $500,000 confirmed. Right now it's 450 confirmed, but if I can add to the position on a potential relief rally, maybe we make this a $1 million trade. All publicly shared within the group and on the channel, as a matter of fact. QC Portos tells me to just close the trade. Absolutely not. That would be silly. How did you experience the 10th of October crash? I feel bad talking about how I experienced the October 10th crash because I think it's largely a different experience than most people in the chat. But long story short, I made money on the way down, thankfully. Obviously, no one can predict a crash like that, but I was in a pretty big Ondo short position, and it just nuked, right? So if you're in a short and the market dumps like that, you make money. That was also shared in my group, as a matter of fact. But it's, yeah, I don't like talking about it because I know that a lot of people struggled with that event. And I also wasn't holding any spot altcoins because I've been very vocal about how altcoins would underperform. Again, no one can predict a dump like that, but it happens. Hey Matt, what is that unrealized profit on bluffing? I'm not sure I understand your question. Unrealized profit is basically the profit from your active position that's still open. Realized profit is the profit that, okay, you've taken out of that trade. So you can basically on crypto exchanges, I'm sure you guys know this as traders, but on crypto exchanges, you can take profits, you can take partials. So you can close 50% of a position, 25% of a position. So this is realized, meaning this is done. This is out of the trade. So I have made, the worst case scenario here is that I make 450K and it's done. Best case scenario, this keeps nuking and I make more on the way down. That's why I'm vocal in my community and on the YouTube channel about taking profits on the way to whatever direction, whether it's a long, whether it's a short. But I take profits. I don't just have this huge target and then I wait for the target to be hit. As a swing trader, I have multiple targets and I take more and more profits as we head towards those targets. Austin says, I got wrecked during October 10th. That was also before I found your community. Yeah, man. Again, I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm some genius that shorted. No, Ondo had at the time a very good short setup. I shared it within my community. The price was already going in our direction. Like I was already bearish on altcoins. And naturally, when something like that happens, you know, you stand to benefit from it. But I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to say I'm some genius that predicted the event. No, Otherwise, if I would have known, I would have shorted absolutely everything at that time, right? We actually have a couple of degens in the community that after October 10th occurred, tons of my members, and I didn't even talk about this, but this is how you know there's high quality traders in my community. Tons of them after that wick, like as that wick was created, tons of them entered longs. And then we still had some decent, a very decent bounce after that. And they made a lot of money back on the way up. Obviously, we didn't make it back to all-time highs, but that's a little bit degen. But if you can do it, you can do it, right? Alexu955. Good morning. Good morning, man. Purchase media. October 10th, I was at my mom's 60th birthday party, head in hands with my entire portfolio liquidated. Ah, my man. My man. I'm actually going to go visit my mom pretty soon on her birthday party. Sorry, one moment. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Mango penguins. All right, we'll ban you from the channel, as always. Sorry guys, had a little bit of an issue for the studio that I'm in. Have you ever mistakenly closed the position in your career, especially in a loss? Yeah, that happened in the early days, right? Naturally. It happens to everyone, but it wasn't, thankfully, it wasn't a big position. US stock market opens in 30 minutes. Legends, today I can only go for just over another hour. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the longer one that I had planned. Something came up, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll make the most of it. Very annoying thing just came up. Sometimes I hit flash close or something by mistake. Yeah, you need to be careful with that. All right, legends. Stock market opens in 20 minutes from now. All right. So we're trying to hold up above this wedge here. It's going to be pretty pivotal for us to hold if we're going to see continuation higher. Otherwise, then we start talking about going towards this point of control again. Hi, Matt. Have a great day. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day. Boom, boom, boom. It's Will Anderson. I've been trading for 9 months now, and I find I need your analysis less and less. I will always be grateful for you, brother. It's Will Anderson. My man. That is ultimately the path that I wish for all of you. Not needing my analysis anymore, and you're able to make all of your own decisions in this market based on what we've gone over together, based on what you learned. That is like dream case scenario. So absolutely awesome, Will Anderson. Love it. Love it. Love it. "17 minutes, legends. If you want to join the community, guys, remember you know where to find me. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. Just DM me the word BTC on Telegram and you'll be able to join my group. We're going to look for a new trade setup within the community. Waiting for MU gold update. Yes, we talked about Macron and gold, but gold is still not at the level that I'm looking for a potential swing. Now, if we talk about MU, oof, we're getting there. We're getting there. Anchored VWAP from this pivot should be pretty interesting. We're going to talk about this in my community as well. That's what I'm currently looking for, guys. Today's live stream, unfortunately, will not be a 4 or 5 hour live stream as I intended it to be. Probably just 2 hours total. So we got another 30 plus minutes or so. But basically, I think that this could provide a pretty good opportunity. Same thing with gold. In the community, we talked about how Bitcoin would likely reject from around this zone. Unfortunately, we didn't sweep the level for the scalp, but I know a lot of members did jump into that trade. We're already down. We've dropped basically 3% since that entry, which is awesome for a short. You have to play tennis. That's why I'm leaving? No, guys, I'm not leaving you because I have to play tennis. I am visiting my mom for her birthday. And so I have a couple of travel plans and I still need to pack. And I just thought we'd do a quick one today. I completely forgot the time of my train. I thought it was much later, but it's actually earlier. You're famous now, brother. Mashallah. Mashallah. Bro, now you will notice there are more people coming into your live. I wouldn't say I'm famous, guys. I don't want to be famous in crypto. I just want to help. Like, the thing is, it's a double-edged sword because obviously the channel grows, which is nice. You have more impact. But the main thing is just trying to help as many people as possible trading the crypto market. And if I can do that, then I've basically achieved my mission. Can you talk about the funding fees on your trade? It's already discussed earlier. Sorry to repeat. Basically, you pay funding fees to hold positions open. Of course you do. But the profits are so much more significant on swing trades in general that the fees are seemingly insignificant compared to the total realized profits. I just realized you used the BTC USDT perpetual chart. This is much better for trading. Is it better? I mean, I just use it. I've in terms of my analysis, yeah, I've been using this for quite some time. It's just been, the reason I use it is because it's the one that's been the most accurate for my own trade setups. You can use your own charts, just make sure it's consistent, right? Matt, is Bitcoin still going to go up? The summer rally, what about the summer rally? Guys, we've already popped up $7,000 since my Bitcoin long entry that was shared in the community. If this is the extent of the relief rally, I would be a little bit disappointed, but I would call this more of a bounce so far, not a relief rally. A relief rally, I'd like to see Bitcoin at least hit that 2021 all-time high. That would be really, really nice. But remember what we discussed. Relief rallies tend to be very, very choppy, and that's that, right? It's ugly. It's ugly, and that's the thing. When is Trump's speech, Kevin? To go really low, you have to make people believe that we're out of the bear market so they capitulate. Exactly. What happens is, as we pop up, more and more people start paying attention to crypto. On every single relief rally, we've seen this. People jump into crypto. People jump into crypto. And then we dump. And now every single dump further, I'm noticing at least less and less people are watching my content because they just couldn't give a crap about crypto. But the thing with trading is that you make money in both directions. And I think that people that are paying attention to crypto during these hard times are the same people that will be rewarded when the times are good again. And I do think we will have good times again. Happy birthday to your mom. Thank you very much. I will let her know. Yasha, bless, hope you have a great time with your mom. Happy birthday to her. Thank you, guys. Can Bitcoin go lower? Yeah, it can. It can. Michael Lewis says, I do better with shorts than longs. $219 Marty. I just want to know how you play these sweeps. Guys, the way that the sweeps are played is basically you grab the level and then you get acceptance back below the level. It's as simple as that. So what this looks like is, and again, this was very annoying, but you see this level over here, 65.6. Well, my entry on my short yesterday within the community would have been a pop above and then a drop. And then on this little back test here, that's kind of when you enter. That's what I look for, basically. This was a significant level. Watch my video update that I published yesterday. It's the same thing, guys. We talked about how we would get rejected from around this zone, and that's exactly what happened. So now we see how the price action develops. There is no reason to be rushed, to be craving a new trade here. Now you have to let the market play its hands. Purchase media. Purchase media says you still think we sweep 65.6? I don't know at this point. I wish it would have been yesterday, because now if we start popping up above there, I have to say it's still going to be a scalp probably for me that I'll share in the community if I decide to take the trade. As always, guys, if you want to join and know when I take my next big trade in this market, just DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram to join my private group. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. All the trades that you're seeing here, these big swing trades that I've taken, that I've talked about a lot, shared within the group. But usually you want to see the sharp rejection and you want to hit the level first, and then we get that rejection lower. Now, if Bitcoin were to go ahead and pop back up here, it's still an attractive zone, but it's less attractive than if we would have hit it the first time around. So yeah, because locally we do have some shorts that have jumped into the market here, but there's still a lot of longs jumping in. Good afternoon, brother. Mr. Wolf, tell Mama Matsir happy birthday, and she did a great job raising you, my boy. I will make sure to tell her that. Trula30 says, yes, yeah, I shorted yesterday when Matt said, but I got in at 65.4K. Make sure your position is protected, man. Purchase media, but awesome entry. I didn't take the trade, right? This is what I'm saying. Some of you guys can still use my analysis to make your own decisions in this market and make money even if I don't enter trades. It's not a copy trading group. I share my trades when I enter, when I exit, but it shouldn't be treated as a copy trading group. I've been quite clear about this. Hey Matt, this week could go red, candle or not, based on your point of view. If 2018 is to replicate, this week should in theory be a red week. However, I have to say that right now, just don't diddle in the middle, man. Scalps are okay, but it's very, very difficult to tell you whether or not this candle will be green or red. Well, I mean, look at the price action. We're basically right in the middle. You're asking me to look at my crystal ball. I don't know. I do think that the relief rally can continue, probably into late July, early August, maybe mid-August even, if we're going to make it all the way up here. But I don't know how this week is going to close now. The 2018 simulation requires a red weekly candle. Let's see if it plays out. Either way, I'm in a Bitcoin long from the lows. I'm in shorts shared within the community, and I'm pretty comfy in those positions. Now the stock market is opening here. What do you think of which level the breakout we can see the bear market ending? I don't I would say if we start, for example, getting multiple weekly closes back above the 200-week moving average, along with, I mean, the main area would be this 83K zone. Like if we break above there and we're holding, I would say the bear market is over. But I'm not going to wait that long, right? Like I think that ultimately what's going to happen is we pop back down a little bit lower, and I accumulate when everyone gets very, very frightened. Jean de Machin, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hi, new to the community. Is there any way to change the name that appears in the chat? I guess you're talking about the chat on YouTube here. Yeah, you can change your YouTube profile name, I believe. New York session is officially open. True. True. A little bit of a double bottoming structure here. Let's see. So much learning from you, my sensei. Legends, I'm annoyed that I can't extend this live stream as we normally do. We're going to keep it going probably for the next 20 minutes. But tomorrow we will do a cracker of a live stream. As you guys know, my summer schedule is as followed. And on Fridays, it's usually a live stream or a video. Mainly, we've been doing video updates on Friday, but because this live stream is a little bit shorter, I think that tomorrow makes for a great live stream day as well. A longer one at that. Right now, Bitcoin is holding up relatively well here. And the short entry was right at around here. I'm not in a new trade quite yet because we didn't sweep the level that I was looking for. That being said, we discussed in yesterday's video update and within the community how this would be a potential rejection point. And here we are. We dropped approximately 3% from this local high. This zone was always going to pose as resistance. I would say the next local resistance point that you guys should pay attention to is probably the value area high of this range. So right here at around 64.6, so a few $100s away. Keep your eyes on that. If we gain acceptance back above there, then this relief rally can continue. Otherwise, I'd look to long from lower, and that is of course going to be shared within the community. Dying dog music again. Sorry guys, you guys don't seem to like this. I'm playing, it's called 5 hours Deep house, lounge, bar, beach, club, chill music 2023. No copyright. There, we'll change it up. Is 2Bix better than Weeks? I personally trade a little bit more on Weeks than I do on 2Bit, but they're solid platforms, man. So if you prefer trading on 2Bit and you want to join the community, we have a link down below. There's actually a great promotion on 2Bit as well. So keep your eyes out for that. I think it's like a $4,000 deposit bonus, like these kinds of things. So there's always these bonuses going around. I'll talk about it in the next live stream probably. Bitcoin getting that move. New York Open looks very, very solid. Damn, we pumping. Just joined. Legends. Legends, legends, legends. Getting that wiki price action. Remember to join the community if you haven't already, guys. Today I am traveling, and so if there's any relevant updates, they will be shared within my community when I take my next big trade setup. Remember to join. First link in the description down below. Just DM me the keyword BTC on Telegram to join my private group. And always smash that like button if you haven't already. I also wanted to quickly discuss the range because someone was asking me, how do you draw out these ranges? What do you do? So basically, the way that this range has been drawn out is you go here on TradingView and you take the beginning of the range to the price action that we're at today, and it provides you these value area lows, value area highs, point of control, and we usually get reactions from around these levels. So you take the range from when it starts. Here in this case, it was basically at the beginning of June until where we are now, so we're still in that same range. But then we're also in an even bigger range, if my charts will load, which is since the beginning of the year. Bitcoin is still in a bigger range. We're at the lower bounds of this range. So the reason why where we're at is pretty important is because if we can reclaim the value area high of this range that we're in since the beginning of June, it actually coincides with the value area low of the bigger range where we had that initial support. And so this is why if we can manage to hold above there, we make our way towards that 2021 all-time high. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking to add to a long if we do get a deep pullback. So I'm in my shorts, I'm in my longs. The Tau short is starting to look great. Big Bitcoin short, but I recently entered long as well within the community. Kali Compiler, enjoy your time with your family. We will be comfy in our market confidence while you're out. Cheers. Kali Compiler, yep. And if there's any relevant updates, man, you know where to find me. Kali Compiler is actually in my priority folder as well. Yeah, you can change your YouTube nickname, my man. James, you can change your YouTube nickname. Just go on your YouTube profile. Legends, my apologies, but we're going to have to end the stream here at basically the 2-hour mark. I know I normally go way longer, but I have travel plans, as I discussed. I'm visiting my mom for her birthday, and I thought the train was a little bit later, but I need to get ready. I haven't packed yet. I hope you guys enjoyed the quick live stream. Tomorrow, because this was a shorter live stream, I will make up for it, and we will do another live stream rather than a video update on the Friday. Stay tuned for this interesting price action. I'll keep you updated within my community, as always, while I'm traveling. If I make any changes to my existing positions, if I take on new trades. And that's a wrap for today's very, very, very quick live stream. I know some people only live stream for 30 minutes. 2 hours is nothing for us. We usually rip it for 5 to 6. And I think it's something you can expect tomorrow. So I'll see you in tomorrow's live stream, maybe even a little bit earlier than today, 2 hours before the stock market opens. Smash that like button, subscribe, have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to join the community if you want those updates. We'll talk soon.